Hi there, friends and adventurers. Heather here from Heather's Hikes and Adventures. And in today's video, I was actually starting to load Tara back up for my upcoming car camping trip, which stay tuned because I'll be back to boondocking again finally, and I'll be trying out another free spot here in Florida. So, maybe consider subscribing if you haven't already. But today's video, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity, since it was on my noggin, to discuss some of my all-time top favorites out of everything of my car camping and van life gadgets. So these aren't going to be things like refrigeration, power stations, window covers, things that I would consider necessities, just because those things can vary so greatly based on your budget, your current situation and circumstances, your specific setup. There's just too many variables. So I wanted to focus this particular video on something a little different. So instead, these are going to be items that I personally feel like are universally useful across the board, regardless of your specific living situation or camping situation or travel situation, whatever your situation might be. I think that these, and regardless of budget, I think that these are all really affordable, just really simple and not too big, so space-saving solutions that pretty much across the board anybody could benefit from. I think they make car camping and travel and van life way less stressful. They're very multi-purpose. They're very easy to use. In fact, I use almost every single one of these items every single time I head out in Tara. So we'll say all of these items are ones that I use almost every time, most every single time. That tells you how much I love these items. And I do want to state for the record that none of these are sponsored. These are all things that I purchased myself, some of them from like the very beginning of my van life journey. And so I just really, really feel strongly about recommending them because they've made my life a lot easier and more organizational, more functional, less stressful on the road. And I think that maybe you guys would benefit from them as well. So let's get into this list. The very first thing I'm going to talk about is actually something that you have seen me mention quite a few times over the course of the past couple of years, because it was one of the very first items I started with, and I've only replaced it one time. So I'm out about $20 total. Not a bad investment. It is around $10, although it goes on sale cheaper sometimes. And like I said, I'm not sponsored by any of these products, but I do have my affiliate links from Amazon below because I did get all of these off of Amazon. So I will link them all below in case you are interested in any of them. It doesn't cost you anything extra to use my links, but it helps me out a whole bunch because what I do is receive a tiny bit of commission anytime you guys use those links, and then I get a gift card every month that I put right back into more Amazon products to review for you guys. So it's kind of a fun little cycle for me. But I'm going to pull this right off of here. This handy dandy little USB light. And as you can see in a moment, it puts off, even in the daytime, quite a bit of light. So like I said, I've mentioned this so many times. I cannot rave about it enough. I like that it pulls hardly any watts. I think maybe like 1 watt or 2 watts. I forget. If it's more than that, I'll let you know, but I think it was like 1 watt. I actually have it plugged into one of those just little slim battery packs so that I don't have to use my power stations for it. So I love that thing. It is as bright as an actual normal overhead light in like a sticks and bricks type situation, or if you have normal electric hookups. So it really puts off a lot of light. Perfect for me for filming or for seeing once it's dark in here if I need to prepare food or do things that require more light other than just kind of ambient lighting. Speaking of ambient lighting, that brings me to number 2. I know you guys see this all the time. It actually does have a brighter function, the cool white, but you guys know I love the little flicker flame effect. And I always just hook it right up here. Whoops, maybe I should look at what I'm doing, huh? I always just use one of the little hooks and keep it up there. I love that it's just a nice, soft kind of ambient light. It just sets the mood. It's so nice and cozy, and the charge lasts a really long time. So I normally just recharge it when I'm at home base, although I could use a 12-volt version of the charger. It's just one of those, little thingamabobbums. So I do have a spare 12-volt one, so I could technically charge it when I was on the road, but I haven't needed to, knock on wood. So anyways, as far as lighting goes, those have been my tried and true since day one. Love them both for different reasons, and I use them both every single time. Even when I don't string up my string lights, I am always using those because they're so easy and fast, and just 2 seconds and they're up and ready. This next item is another one that you have seen many times on this channel before, if you are not new here. If you are, let me take this opportunity to welcome you and say, hey, welcome, hi, good to have you here. Hope you stick around, join us. It's a fun little community that's growing, and we like to provide lots of cool tips in the comments below. So if you have any favorite gadgets of your own, make sure that you leave those in case they can benefit other viewers. But as I was saying, one of my favorite items, I kind of got this thinking, I hope this isn't a waste of money. Am I really going to use it? Yes, I am. I'm going to use the heck out of it. In fact, I did a dedicated video on it that I will link below, but it's just a pressurized water bottle. I'm sure that there's others very similar. I know some people even use those, like the garden hose sprayers as showers, but I love this one. They do have a bigger size, but this is perfect for me. I'm probably going to add the second one eventually. You just pump it. It has several different settings that you can twist. If you loosen it, it comes out in a different stream. If you take it off, it does more of like a triple stream. That's better for like washing. You can wash off your dog's paws, your own paws, your feet when you come back from the beach. On my last car camping trip at Fort DeSoto, this came in clutch to get the sand off my feet before getting back in Terra. So it has so many uses. You can use the misting nozzle to cool off. Some people use it to wash their hair, wash your hands when you're at camp and you don't have running water. I use this baby for so many things. Love it. I'm not going to do a demonstration right now because I've done that before. So like I said, I'll link that below. Moving right along. Also something that I have raved about, my Koonie clamp fans, which I now have 2 of, and something tells me by next summer, if I don't have an icy breeze or something to that effect by then, that I may be having a third one of these. I would not have been able to survive this past summer in Florida without these. So powerful. They do charge by either regular USB or USB-C. They have 3 settings. On low, it goes 24 hours, on high 6, medium 12. So it does take a while to charge them back up. I normally do it while I'm driving, or if I need to in my jackery during the day when I'm out doing stuff, to keep them topped off. But they're enough to last me through the night. I have one on this side, one on this side, so that I can change the direction of how the airflow goes and get the most bang for my buck. And they clamp on anything, so you can move them around very easily. So that brings me to favorite number 5, my Hot Logic Mini, which you can see is very well loved at this point. I did get the 110 option with the regular AC outlet plug. You can get it in the 12-volt option as well. I believe they sell adapters so that you can go back and forth. To be honest, this is perfect because I use it inside my home base. I just plug it into my jackery 240 normally, although it works on all of my power stations. It only pulls about 38, 39 watts, so you can use most power stations with it. But I normally use it when I'm driving as well. And to do that, I have my nifty little cup holder inverter I've shown you before, but any little inverter will work that You can plug into your 12 volt, and that has a little 110 adapter plug. So since it doesn't pull very many watts, you don't have to worry about it being too powerful to ruin your outlet, your car engine, anything like that. It takes a long time to heat up, between 30 minutes and 2 hours, depending on what you want. And I have heard feedback before of people saying, I always keep a little glass container in for leftovers or for cooking. But I always hear people like disappointed when they first get it, thinking, I'm so underwhelmed. It's just a glorified lunch bag. Why do you guys rave about it so much on all of the forums? And I'll be honest, when I first got it, I was a little underwhelmed, but 2 years later, it's one of my very favorite, if not favorite, appliance. Like I said, mainly because it's such low wattage and so versatile. I've made lasagna in it. I will link that video below as well. I reheat. You can even put the frozen dinner while it's still in the cardboard box. Just pop it right in, plug it in, get to camp, set up, boom, you've got a hot meal. So like I said, just very versatile. You can put plastic, styrofoam. It says anything that has a flat surface you can put in, since it doesn't get very hot. And since it is essentially a slow cooker effect, it's just like a little hot plate, which I need to clean inside the bag, which is reflective and insulated. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you get it, open it and think, what the heck? This doesn't look very awesome. Give it a try. So versatile. Like I said, reheat, cook. You can actually, which I haven't personally done yet, but do plan on doing, you can cook like raw chicken, raw salmon, because it does get to an internal temp eventually of 165. So like I said, just you might have to wait and be patient, but you can use it for most anything. It won't give you that crisp oven effect since it's such a slow cooker, but it does give you a nice, evenly well cooked through after effect. So enough rambling about that. Let me move on. I'm actually going to show you two versions of number 6 because I use both of them, but one of them I definitely use more. In fact, I use that one every single time, pretty much, unless I need to boil a significant amount of water at once. And that is my travel kettle. I love this thing. It pulls between 3 and 350 watts, depending on your station. It was supposed to be 300, but I've noticed on the Blue Eddy that I've been using it on more. It's been closer to 350, so just keep that in mind. And then I have my collapsible one that pulls about double. It's a 700 watt, but like I said, if you need more at once, like if I want to do water for tea plus water to do like a camp meal or, you know, something like that, then I'll do something with this because it holds about double the water. And then this pops off and turns into a handle. So basically, electric kettle is what I'm trying to say. Okay, we are moving right along. 7 and 8 are related. My milk frother that I am obsessed with. It takes 2 AA's. I normally use it for my coffee, even though I can't froth my creamer and then add the coffee like I normally do with my Aeropress because of the vacuum pressure. Ask me how I know that one. I found out the hard way. But I still like the way it mixes, and it still gives me a nice little frothy layer at top. I don't know why it tastes so much better with it, but it does, okay? Just go with me on it. You can also use it for like the powdered protein shakes and smoothies, teas, matchas, things like that you need to really mix up well. That way you don't get any of those lumps and bumps. I've even used it for like my powdered cup of soup because no matter how much you stir that baby, you always end up with lumps left, and I do not want to use that. So I love having that. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, I'm using it with my coffee, which brings me to this baby. This changed my life. Okay, I use this at home base sometimes when I'm not using my Keurig. Say about 50-50. But if I don't use instant, like if I'm in a really big hurry and just need to heat water, dump this in and go without dealing with anything, which even, I mean, to be honest, this really doesn't take much longer than that. I will use this every single day at camp at least once, or on the road. I'll pull off on the side of the road and heat it up and make coffee at a trailhead. It's so easy to clean, which instantly replaced my French press with this once I used it once, because there's like no mess or cleanup hardly at all. You just kind of have to wipe this off once you eject your little coffee grounds and you're good to go. And then every so often I'll run it through the dishwasher and give it a better washing, of course. But for the most part, I mean, it cleans itself, it's fast, and more importantly, the coffee is amazing. Honestly, it's the best coffee that I've ever had. When I froth my creamer, and then I brew this separately, and then I pour the foam on top, I feel like I've just gone to a fancy coffee shop right at camp for free. So again, not sponsored, just obsessed. I love this thing. I used to roll my eyes when people would rave about this, and I get the hype. Okay, so I'm just trying to help you have the best coffee you can have in life. All right, so we're almost done here. That brings me to number 9, which I currently have my notes sitting on so I don't forget anything. This thing has seen better days, okay, but it is about at least 3 years old, maybe 4. I was using it before car camping, and I thought, let me throw it in here and see if I like it, and it's in here all the time now. This has become one of my more versatile kitchen components, living components when I'm in here at night. I use this for so many things. My little breakfast tray. I love that I can have it flat. I can carry it out to the picnic table loaded up at camp. I can pull the legs out, which is what I do almost every morning when I make coffee. In this setup, I just pull it out, set it right here next to me, and get to coffee making. I use it for dinner prep. I use it to eat on, to color, journal. I use this baby for everything. So super versatile. Highly recommend some type of a folding breakfast tray. It's basically a movable kitchen counter and desk all in one. So love it. Let's get to the last item, and I am going to do a quick little demo for that, just because why not? I'm going to take you out back in just a second. But number 10 is my USB sink pump. And can we talk about this for just 1 second? I bought this almost immediately because it was one of the top recommended items on every single car camping and van life list that I saw online, on YouTube. Everybody talks about it. Everybody loves it. So I thought, well, I've got to have one. But I will be honest, almost a year went by before I even really used it. So I was kind of thinking it was not necessary, not essential, not something I should have purchased. I decided to give it a try. Haven't looked back. It really is one of those things that you don't think you need until you have it. And then you're like, how the heck did I function without this before? This is so useful. And that's my USB sink pump, which I think I already said, but it bears repeating. My USB sink pump. That thing was so cheap. I want to say $12.99. There's about 1 million different models now. In fact, I probably would have picked one slightly more stylish, but I'm not going to replace it because I never have to charge it. It works so well. And, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But I love it. I charge it with USB. I think I've charged it twice the whole time I've had it. But it basically gives you running water in your rig. You just push the little button. You can fill up your water bottles, wash dishes, wash stuff off, wash your hands, wash your feet off when you get to camp. It's so useful. And it's so much easier than having to pick up that big A jug and pour it, or, you know, carry smaller bottles so that you don't have to pick up the big jug to pour. What was I thinking? Why did I wait so long? I don't know. So don't make the mistake that I made and use that baby. Please excuse the outside noise. I think that there are landscapers somewhere nearby on a lawnmower, but this is my little USB sink pump. You can see, just push it there. Don't worry, it went out, not in. And then push it again when you're done. I normally twist it up when I travel so that I don't have any leakage, but definitely highly recommend having something like this baby or another model similar in your repertoire. And there you have it, folks. That is my top 10 list of all time most favorite out of everything car camping, van life, road life, travel, gadgets, products, whatever you want to call them. No, not hacks. We'll just go with gadgets. I like that word. But I do want to thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, I just want to take a minute to say that I appreciate each and every one of your views so much. It really helps my channel grow. It helps me get pushed out to other people. I just like reading all of your feedback and comments and hearing your own tips. It really does feel like a little community here now. Still get some of the mean comments, which I don't love, but those are so far and few between lately, knock on wood, that I just love you guys. I really do. You really brighten my day. I hope that I am beneficial in some way to you, that you learn something from these types of videos. I am going to have quite a few little short, sweet, instructional style videos coming up, like my kitchen, my bathroom, you know, kind of how I did like the air in the tires and how I sleep in my bed, and kind of those short, sweet, informative videos that I hope will be helpful for people wanting to either start out on their own, look for ways to change or improve what they're currently doing, etc. So hopefully that sounds good to you guys. If you have anything like that that you would like to see below, let me know. I'm a poet and didn't know it. But again, I'm going to shut up now, and I want to thank you one last time. I will see you very soon on the next adventure, or with another one of these videos. I'm not sure which I'm going to post next. Anywho, bye for now.